We should already know the answer to this by now. Because it's the greatest comic book movie ever! What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. Okay, I was going a little overboard with the opening of this video. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's the best comic book movie ever. No, I mean, it's up there. In my opinion, I think it's up there. It's just one of those movies I can sit down and watch and just take it in and just be like, oh, it's good.
I like those shoes.
But I keep seeing people talk about it, and I keep seeing people asking why this? Why do these bloggers or these big voices, why do they keep talking about it after, 2.5 years, Batman vs. Superman, and even Man of Steel? I'll mention Man of Steel too. And I keep seeing that to this day, and I just kind of go like, okay, we should already know the answer to this question. Like, why do they keep talking about it? But for some reason, I keep on seeing tweets from people going like, what are they still talking about after 2.5 years? So I thought, okay, time to make a video, Dave. When it comes to Batman vs. Superman, I mean, it's right there in the title. Batman vs. Superman. We have to realize that this movie has both Batman and Superman sharing screen time for the first time ever on the big screen. And just to add to that notion, they're fucking fighting each other. Oh yeah, and she's in it too. First big screen ever, but semantics. The hype for this movie was on a whole other level. I mean, a whole other level. It was just, my God. I mean, the hype was crazy. No other CBM will ever be this hyped, ever. It's never going to happen unless something happens where they're pinning other superheroes together. I don't know. I cannot see a CBM get this treatment of hype. I just can't see it. And there was 3 years of built-up hype that went into it. 3 years. I mean, ever since it was announced at that Comic-Con. And I still have a video, or I still not a video, but maybe a series of videos that I've been thinking about for a long, long time about doing, just kind of seeing like the timeline of all this stuff and where it led, what happened, and then of course, stuff that happened with, of course, the captain of the ship, Zack Snyder. But what sucks about that little 3-year timeline of hype that Batman vs. Superman got, we all lost our fucking minds and became narcissistic, entitled douchebags. In that time, there was a turn in social media that led people into saying that I'm right, you're wrong, discussion over. In that time, many people built up a story in their heads and wanted half the movie of them fighting and the other half of them, 69ing each other. Fandom really took a turn, and social media, of course, aided to it. I mean, obviously, this stuff has been around forever. I mean, obviously, there was a bunch of hate mail that went to Warner Brothers and DC, when Michael Keaton was cast as Batman. I mean, Star Wars, of course, has always had their share of just, like, the fandom being, like, crazy. But social media, I mean, it just really took a turn between, like I said, I've said this for a while, the Mayans were right. 2012, there was the turn, and people just lost their goddamn minds. And just, like I said, we all got entitled, and we all just think we're right. Another reason these bloggers and voices of the community continue to talk about it is because they know it's going to stir up controversy. They know with one single tweet, they're just going to rile up fans, and their tweet is going to get retweeted over and over and over again. And hey, that's called marketing. Someone from like Slash Film, a few days ago, tweeted out that he thought Man of Steel was a bad movie, but he loved the soundtrack. And I saw that fucking tweet 37 times in 2 days because fans just dogpiled on it. And everybody has to quote tweet because that's what we do. It's funny too because he followed it up with a tweet saying that like somebody told him in his mentions like, hey man, that's just your opinion. And he was like, yes, that's how this works. And I kind of went, yes, that is how it works. That's exactly how it works. And now, when somebody is like praising a movie, for instance, if me and, other DCU fans are talking about Batman vs. Superman, talking about what we liked about it, mentioning certain scenes or the performances or the symbolism or something like that, when someone, creeps into your mentions and starts shitting all over it, yeah, that's a piece of shit. But if it's someone just tweeting, just a general tweet, not at somebody, Who fucking cares? And then, of course, I hear the excuse, well, they do it, so why don't we do it? And that's what's really tearing the fabric of our society with everything. It's like, well, they do it, so I'm going to do it. It's such a child logic. And, I'm not saying that I have not done it before. I mean, I've quote tweeted and I've been like angry and just, dogpiled as well. And I just kind of went, you know what? After a while, I just thought, this is not really doing anything. And all these guys are going to do is just say like, oh man, the Snyder bros, the fucking DCU bros, at it again. So I'm more about, hey, let's just talk, I'll talk. If somebody else likes Batman vs. Superman, hey, let's have a discussion. If somebody creeps in and starts shitting all over it, hey, just mute the son of a bitch or block them, whatever you want to do. And then vice versa. If I'm talking about an MCU movie and somebody comes in and shits on that, it's like, why? Just don't do that. Just don't be a part of it. But the reason why these guys will do it, because they know it's going to stir up controversy. They know their tweet is going to get retweeted, quote tweeted like crazy. And then it's especially worse when it's an article and then you're just giving those people views. Batman vs. Superman and even Man of Steel will be continuing. People are going to continue discussing this movie for years to come. It's just the way it's going to be. I mean, there's so much controversy, so divisiveness or divisiveness, whatever you want to call it. And it's just because it's Batman and Superman. I mean, let's face facts. When it comes to superheroes, and I'm not just talking about comic book communities where, either one side or the other is going to get pissed. I mean, just the general audience, movie audience knows Batman and Superman, okay? They know. They're on their top level, their top shelf goddamn liquor, okay? And now, I mean, obviously with the Marvel movies, yeah, some of those characters are creeping up, but they're never going to exceed Batman and Superman. So the hype for this movie was just, it was just crazy. It was just absolutely crazy. And the sad part about it is a lot of people were stuck in nostalgia. They were stuck with the Christopher Reeve Superman. They were even stuck, and recently with, even with Nolan's Dark Knight. So when somebody came in and wanted to push Batman and Superman to their fucking limits, people just couldn't accept it. They couldn't accept it. And it's crazy how they couldn't accept that. And I totally how do you not, okay. Come on! But what I love seeing and what should always be praised is the fact that there are people that are coming around 5 years later with Man of Steel. And I always see, Man of Steel is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. I rewatched it. Oh my God, this is a great Superman flick. They're coming around because, let's face facts, the director, very much ahead of his time when it comes to this shit, because you always hear that about Watchmen. Because when Watchmen came out, it was kind of like, it kind of just, psst, that was it. But as years went by, you just hear people going, yeah, Watchmen? Oh, that's grade A, man. That's a masterpiece. How did that even work? I mean, they took a comic book, they took characters that nobody even really knew about, and he fucking did something with it, and then he decided to use his brain to do that with Superman and then Batman and then the rest of the Justice League members, and then we all know what happened with that. I just wish people would just stop dogpiling. Just stop dogpiling, If it's just a general tweet, who the fuck cares? But if somebody creeps into the mentions and starts being an asshole, yeah, then you could call them out. Why not? But I mean, when these guys are trying to do that, they're totally playing you into their game, and you're falling for it. Don't do that. That's what I figured out, That's why I just stopped doing it as much as possible, because I'm like, that's what they want. They want people to do that. They want people to quote tweet. They want people to get pissed off. So they're going to continue on doing it, and because they know that that's what's going to happen. And it's, when I see the same people, anger quote tweeting, it's just like, they know. And then they'll be like, oh, these are the toxic DCU fans right here, and they'll show screenshots. I've seen that many times, and it's the same people, and it's like, it's just not doing anything, So let's just all discuss it amongst ourselves. If some dickhead wants to shit on it, who cares? Fuck him. Who cares? He doesn't know art. Anyways, guys, so that's the video I actually been wanting to do for a little bit here. Just kind of discuss that. So, if you're saying, why do they keep talking about it after 2.5 years? Or why do they keep talking about Man of Steel after 5 years? You know why, okay? You know why. And if you keep on saying that, now you're just you're putting it out there and you're doing kind of a victim card thing. Stop doing that too. All right. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about it down below. What do you think about all this? Hit that like, thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel. Visit filmjunkie.com. Follow me on Twitter and all that stuff. And, of course, visit the closet for shirts and stickers. And I already know my comments are probably going to be a mess with all this. The same assholes. The MCU fanboys are going to shit all over this. And then there's going to be, like I said, if you guys want to engage, that's fine. I never do. But, I'll like peek in and I'll be like, oh, shit. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about it all. I'll talk to you.